using action research to develop new teacher knowledge, a form of professional development. Action research is a systematic observation of one's own teaching practice. We can improve education by improving the educator. The teacher is the most significant variable in determining the quality of education our children receive. We improve the educator by helping him or her develop 4 kinds of knowledge. Pedagogical knowledge, this is knowledge of teaching strategies. Content knowledge is what is being taught. You learn more about math, science, particular topics in science or social studies. Pedagogical content knowledge are strategies germane to that content or topic. How to teach writing, how to teach math, how to teach science, those strategies. And then knowledge of learners and learning. Learning theories. This is the stuff covered in Ed Psych class. Pedagogical knowledge and pedagogical content knowledge, we've kind of linked both of these together. Action research can be used to develop these using problem solving and analytical evaluation. First, let's take a look at problem solving, used to solve problems occurring within the classroom. So step 1 is to identify a problem that you see occurring. A problem is a perceived difference between the real, what's occurring, and the ideal, what you think should be. So step 2 is identify the desired state, the ideal. Where do you want to be? Where do you want to get? Then describe the current state. This is what is. This is what I think should be. Then conduct a review of the literature. Look for research and research-based theory directly related to your problem. This is how you make that link between research and your classroom practice. So read your stuff and take careful notes. Step 5, complete an action research proposal form for solving problems. And here you generate a list of steps or conditions to get from point A to point B. The current state, the desired state, the list of steps or conditions that need to get there. Now, a proposal for problem solving, if we're using this for professional development, these kinds of things are usually submitted to a principal or administrator to get approval for these. If you're taking a college course, the course would be your professor. Construct a plan for getting from point A to point B, and then implement your plan. And this is the action research, where you conduct a systematic observation of your new problem-solving plan. Analytical evaluation. You use this to analyze and evaluate strategies that you want to implement in your classroom. I read about this new strategy. I want to try it out. We use analytical evaluation. So first of all, you conduct a review of the literature related to that strategy that you want to try out. You want to look for its effectiveness, the purpose of the strategy, why and how it's used, and how it might be implemented. These are things you get in a review of the literature. And then design a question to guide your action research project based on a question. These are all types of questions. Is it effective? Does it improve learning? What are the effects? How does it work? Does it enhance learning? And then design a plan for implementing. Now this works best if you can design this plan for implementation. If you can work with teachers or a group of teachers or another teacher, you get ideas for how it might be used or implemented. And again, this always works best if you work with another teacher or group. Then complete the proposal form. And again, this is used to guide the action research project, but it can also be used to get approval from administration if you need to do that. You see that there. You can stop the video. Step 5, implement the strategy, and I recommend a minimum of 2 weeks, and then report back to your group or the teacher with whom you are working. And then design a more formalized action research project where you design and describe the methodology and then the essential link to your classroom practice. And then content knowledge, using action research to develop knowledge of content, what you are going to teach. Knowledge is never static. We are always finding out new information about stuff. If you're an elementary teacher, you're finding out information about things you want to teach, not only about subject areas like reading, math, but topics in science or social studies or health that you can teach. So in this sense, action research is a form of secondary research. So first you identify where exactly in your curriculum you could use new content knowledge. And then identify topics within that area that would enhance topics within that curriculum that could be enhanced. Get the new knowledge and organize it. Document your new knowledge using a reference or a source list. Organize it, and then create a plan of what you're going to teach, how, where, when it will be used within your curriculum. Same with knowledge of learners and learning. It is never static. You think, oh, I learned that in ed psych, I don't need to learn those theories. Not so, because these theories are continuing to evolve as we learn more about the brain and human learning. Cognitive science, cognitive neuroscience, these things are all always evolving and changing. They have not written the final book on the subject. One's learning is never complete. The more you learn, the more you realize what there is to be learned. So you are learning concepts in theories, things that you thought you learned in your undergraduate program, but you're learning them at successively higher levels. Oftentimes, I think ed psych should be taken like 5 or 6 years into your teaching career, because then you really understand how these theories work in the real world. Action research used to develop new teacher knowledge. The teacher is the most significant variable in determining the quality of education our children receive.